know you're in high cotton when you get to step up at the podium. I always thought I was tall enough. Let me do a little housekeeping. Mayor, I still want to say council member. The mayor and I served together on council, and I want to thank you for coming. Somebody asked me why I invited the mayor to come, and I said we're going to rebuild Houston with a lot of African-American engineers, architects, product sellers, professional services, everything we can get our hand on. I'm going to give you a little blurb in the speech so that I cover that. I want to thank Theldon Branch, a good friend, and when I picked up the phone and called him and said, Theldon, I need help, I'd like the mayor to be our speaker. Theldon, you made it happen, I appreciate that. And then my partner in crime, who swears he could beat me on the golf course, but he really can't. But we've been buddies since we worked for Senator Ellis. My friend, William Paul Thomas, Mayor. I don't even know what his real title is, but I know he's a jack of all trades, and he's the guy that's behind the scene trying to make everything happen. I don't know where Donald roamed off to. But when they decided we were going to come here, I smiled to myself. The first time I was sworn in as chairman of the chamber, and for everybody to know, tonight will be the last time I'm sworn in as chairman of the chamber. This will be my 5th year serving, and I'm retired. I have no aspiration. Mayor, I'm a supporter of term limits. I'm going to term myself out of office. Donald is always there, and I want to thank him for doing this. And I want to thank all of you for coming out. Don, thank you very much, man, and thank the folks here, but you've always been there for me. We're like family. We call each other, and it takes us like weeks to get back to each other, but you pick the conversation right up, and that's how it's supposed to be. And when you have friends like family, you ought to cherish them. I want to say to Eric, where's Eric? Eric said he's the religious member. I'm the sinner in the family. And Eric's job is to keep me on the straight and narrow. Between him and Vernita, and I'm assuming now Catherine Flowers, Mayor, and you know how I can be sometimes, they're going to try to keep me on that path to keep moving forward. But together with the people on the board, I think we've made extraordinary progress over the time we've served together. And you heard some of it from Eric. We continue to give out college scholarships. We continue to build new relationships. We have an ongoing relationship with the port. Lisa, thank God you're over there now. We got another backup player in the ensemble for us. But I want to say this, we've just gotten bigger, stronger. We have more members. We have more supporters, and that's a positive thing for us at the Chamber. And to all of you here tonight, our members, sponsors, and supporters, I want to say a special thank you to the port. As always, I want to thank all of you for your continuing commitment to the Houston Citizen Chamber of Commerce and our mission of serving as the leading advocate and defender of Houston's African American business owners, professionals, and entrepreneurs. Since 1934, the Houston Citizen Chamber of Commerce has been the leading voice of Houston's black business community. The Chamber's always been and remains an advocate for equal opportunity and partnerships for economic empowerment and social justice in our city. We're going to support Pat Oxford, the outgoing chairman of the Greater Houston Partnership, and his Common Ground initiative. What African American business owners want, Mayor, whenever somebody asks, you can tell them this. What we care about is what's best for the entire city. We care about the survival and success of businesses, job creation, equal employment opportunity, diversity in the boardroom, in the executive suite, and diversity in contracting in the public, the private, and the nonprofit sectors. We care about people who spend money with people who look like all of Houston. As we move into this new year and new decade, our nation is at a crossroad. We are not going to win the future in Texas by lying about history in our children's textbook. I agree with President Obama that if this new century is going to be another American century, our nation must be the best educated, most innovative in the world, with the best infrastructure, rebuild Houston, manufacturing facilities, and largest clean and renewable energy industry. The Houston Citizen Chamber of Commerce, Mayor, is committed to working with you in this new year, this new decade, and as we continue to this new century, to make sure Houston remains the energy capital of the world. African American business owners, to all of you here with me tonight, we must be leaders and consensus builders on issues from immigration reform to climate change to environmental protection, energy security, improving education, rebuilding our infrastructure, and fiscal responsibility at the local, state, and federal level. Government is having a problem with revenues for a simple reason. The economy is not growing, people don't have jobs, businesses don't have the resource to hire, and when we get back on that track, revenues will pour into the coffers of businesses at the local, state, and federal level. It's as simple as that. It's not any more complicated, and we've got to make sure we as business owners and entrepreneurs remind everybody of that. But as African American business owners, we've got to remember this. Part of the cornerstone to us building economic power and wealth is political empowerment. And in this state, if the legislature passes a voter ID bill, we can't sit quietly by. We've fought too hard, we've come too far to eliminate the poll tax, to eliminate literacy exams, and we can't give that ground up. This is not an Hispanic issue, it is not a them issue, it's a us issue. We fought for the right to participate, and political power was the cornerstone to us leveraging access to economic opportunity, and we better not give it up, and we better pay attention to redistricting from city council to school board to county commissioners to Congress, the United States Congress, to Texas legislature. We've got to care about it all. It's not easy. My father-in-law says the height of great men and women reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were upward striving through the night. Hard work is what we're going to have to do to carry the day. We want to grow businesses. We want to be successful entrepreneurs. And Mayor, we want more than just income. It's been my mantra. We want a WE program. We want wealth for African Americans, and to get wealth, we've got to be well educated. So we care about the public schools in this community, and we're going to be a part of it. In the coming months, Mayor, whether it's in the legislature or City Hall, we're committed to working with you as the Houston Citizen Chamber of Commerce to hire Houston first. I pulled out an old newsletter, and I remember I ran on a similar idea. And it's important because that's how we get more African American prime contractors, and City Hall looks like Houston. And you've done a great job of doing that in the time you've served in this first term. And so I want to thank you for that. And I'll close with this. Today is the first day of Black History Month. And as we begin the celebration of Black History Month, let us all remember that Black history is American history. Black History Month is an acknowledgement that America is a better and stronger nation because of the contributions of African Americans, from unknown slaves to President Barack Obama. This month's celebration not only gives us an opportunity to look back, it also gives us the opportunity to continue moving forward together. That is the goal, moving forward together, of the Houston Citizen Chamber of Commerce. If I could summarize it, it would simply be this: one Houston, one Texas, and one America. Thank you.